to see for myself the hype behind these Nike and Tom Sachs general purpose shoes. To be honest with you, the reason why I purchased this shoe is because I was very, very curious, so I wanted to see for myself in hand and on foot what it looks like. So let's start with the basics of the shoe. This is the third pair, and this is in the pecan dark brown colorway. We do also have two other colorways that dropped last year. We have a dark sulfur, which is yellow color, and then we have a neutral kind of color as well. And to be honest with you, they have been pretty successful. Now, if we start off with the main concept of this shoe, this is a general purpose shoe. So the idea is that you only need one shoe, and this you can do absolutely everything in, which we're going to talk about later, and especially my opinion about it. But that is the theme and the idea behind this. The yellow pair for me is the pair that kind of sold it to me, and I thought I didn't want to buy the yellow pair for resale, so I picked up these, which recently dropped. Online and in pictures, even on feet in pictures, I wasn't really feeling it. So for me, I just wanted to get it in hand and try on foot and see what kind of the hype is. This is not supposed to be a hype shoe because, as you can see, it's very plain. It's a general purpose shoe. Even when they did the advertising for this shoe, they did actually use the word boring, so that kind of sets the theme for the shoe. But let's take a closer look into the details of this shoe. This did come in at £100, $110 as well, so it's quite a fair price, especially with the prices of sneakers these days. I do feel like £100 is quite decent. On the upper of the shoe, the main material that we have is this knitted mesh, which is apparently water resistant. On top of this, near the toe box, you will see this overlay. It's kind of like a thick bit of paint. I don't think it's going to really make much difference to durability because it is such a thin overlay. I have also heard a lot of people say over time that this does crack. We then have this brown soft suede on the mudguard, and it also goes all along to the end of the shoe and also on the back. As you can see, I do feel like this gives it a little bit more of a premium vibe, so I am a big fan of that. The swoosh is also in this kind of painted on thin overlay. This is a darker brown. It's very, very subtle and kind of merges in with the whole shoe. Moving towards the back of the shoe, as you see, we did have the suede, and then at the top you will see an embossed logo, which is the Nike Craft logo, which I absolutely love. Also at the back of the shoe, we have a nylon pull tag, which is useful to get your foot in and out of the shoe. If we move towards the front of the shoe, we again have some suede on the eye panels, and then you will notice that we have these dark brown laces. You only get one pair of laces with this, so if you did want to change it up, you would have to purchase a new pair, or if you already have some, switch it up. But to be honest with you, I feel like the whole shoe is brown, so I feel like keeping brown laces does make sense. One of my favorite parts of this shoe is the tongue. It's padded underneath with foam, and then over the top of it you will see that we have a more thin, looser brown mesh on top. Also, if we take a look at the tongue tag, you do have the Nike and orange logo tongue tag, and again this has a pull tag at the top. Then if you actually look inside, we have the Tom Sachs logo, and then we have a little bit about the general purpose shoe. So I feel like with this shoe, the inside is very important of the shoe, seeing as it's supposed to be an all general purpose shoe. I'm looking for comfortability. So inside we have a microfiber material. You will notice the collar is also made up of this. You've got the microfiber on top and then the mesh as well. So there's not really much support around the collar area. Also inside we do have additional padding at the back, which will give your ankle some more support. Also we have a brown insole with a Nike Craft logo in the black. Again, we've got this kind of meshy material over the sole. Underneath this insole we do have an EVA foam core, which is where all the comfort is going to be coming from, at least I'm hoping so. And then if we take a look towards on the midsole, we have this brown, subtly textured. If you run your finger along it, you will notice, as you can see, the little circles. And then if we move towards the sole of the shoe, we do have a black outsole with the Nike Craft logo. It does have a lot of tread on it as well, so I guess again kind of giving that vibe of an all general purpose shoe. You definitely need tread if you're going to be like walking, running, etc. in these. Now, you know me, I absolutely love a cool box, and that is exactly what we have here. So on the top, as you can see, we have the Nike Craft and the kind of scribbled out swoosh logo, and then towards the side we have the general purpose shoe and Tom Sachs. And if we turn to the bottom of the box, we have this own less, do more, again giving it the vibe of you only need one sneaker, and this is apparently it. So this is actually women's sizing, so you do have to be careful with sizing. Also bear in mind that women's sizing means limited sizing, so for those of you who have larger feet, unfortunately you will not be able to get a pair of these because they will not come in your size. However, if you can, I would recommend going down a 0.5 size. I actually went true to size for these, and I definitely feel with thick socks they fit absolutely perfectly, but I do feel like if I wanted to wear normal kind of socks, then you need to go down a 0.5 size. In general, I'm a UK 7, a USA. That is my normal sizes that I go for. As I just recommended to go down a 0.5 size, this would mean I would need to get a UK 6.5, and then I would need to get a US 7.5. In the US sizing, it is obviously a little bit different. So in America, I'm usually a US 8. Obviously I'd have to go down to a US 7.5, but then you've got the problem of kind of translating that size, because that's men's sizing, into a women's sizing, which means you would have to go up a 1.5. So realistically in these, I'm a US 7.5 in men's and then a US 9 in the women's colorway as well. I hope that helps you, because I know sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. If you do have any questions about sizing or your particular sizing, please leave them in the comments below. That brings me on to comfortability of this shoe. I think for me, because of the kind of hype and the kind of general purpose shoe theme behind this, I was expecting it to be like amazingly comfortable. So when I tried it on, I was a little bit disappointed, because I thought, you know, comfort was going to be absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong, they are comfortable for a Nike shoe. I feel like I could wear them for a long time. However, I wouldn't kind of cross that line to absolutely amazing comfortable. I don't know if maybe they just need wearing in, but personally for me, I would not go running in these at all. I do not think that these could be running shoes, so that kind of defeats the purpose for me of being an all general purpose shoe. I personally wouldn't go like long distance walking for hours and hours in these. I wouldn't go on a really long walks. I don't find them that comfortable. I definitely think the kind of silhouette of it makes it very, very easy to wear, because it is quite a plain, simple silhouette. So I get it in that vibe. I feel like for anything else, like popping to the shops, just kind of generally wearing, then yeah, definitely. So let's get to the conclusion of this shoe. In my personal opinion, for me, this is too boring. Yes, it is supposed to be a boring shoe, and yes, that's exactly what it is. I think the silhouette for me is just not giving enough, plain and simply. I don't know, for me as well, this colorway, I absolutely love brown colorways, but for me, this would not be a shoe that I would wear daily. I think if I was to get the shoe, the yellow one, to be honest, was the only one that I've really been a fan of. I think the yellow colorway is really nice, but I think that's because the yellow is giving it, you know, a little bit extra something, whereas I feel like the other colors are too subtle, they're too boring. For me, this reminds me of like someone working in the city trying to be trendy with a cool trainer, but I feel like because it's such a basic trainer, and that for me is just not my vibe. If I'm gonna get a trendy trainer, then I know a million other trainers to get. This for me is just not it. If you do want a boring shoe though, then this is the one for you. I definitely think that it does fit the criteria of what it is supposed to deliver, and as I said before, £100 for a kind of general boring shoe, it's not bad. Even though it's not for me, let me know in the comments below what you guys are saying. I always encourage different opinions. I tell you what would be boring if we all liked the same sneaker. That would be really boring. Thank you guys so much for dropping by today. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.